The phone call came at midnight, shattering the quiet like a glass dropped on tile. My neighbor, Mrs. Dalton, spoke in a voice tight with panic. "Clara Broken Bar, there's a moving truck at your house. Men are hauling furniture out. Did you sell it?" My heart stuttered. I was 2 states away, finishing a 6-month contract assignment in Colorado. My house, our family home, was supposed to be locked, safe, untouched. "No," I whispered, gripping the hotel nightstand. "No, I didn't sell anything." I packed my bags before dawn and drove through the night, every mile tightening the knot in my stomach. Memories of that house flooded my mind, the creak of the front porch, the smell of my mother's lilacs in spring. It wasn't just a property, it was the last piece of my parents' legacy, the one place that felt unshakably mine. When I finally pulled into the driveway, a stranger was standing there with a clipboard and a smirk. "Can I help you?" he asked, as if I were the intruder. "This is my home," I snapped. "Who are you?" He introduced himself as Mark, a real estate agent. His next words nearly made my knees buckle. "I was told the sale closed yesterday. Your brother handled everything." My brother, Evan. Evan and I had been close, inseparable as kids. But after our parents died, tension grew like weeds through cracked pavement. He struggled with money, job after job falling through. I helped when I could, but I refused to hand over the house when he begged me to sell it and split the cash. We hadn't spoken in months. Now, standing on the porch, I could almost hear his voice in my head. "It's just a house, Clara. You can't live in the past." Inside, the rooms were stripped bare, echoes bouncing off walls that once held laughter. My chest ached. I called Devin over and over until he finally answered. "Clara, I can explain," he said, his tone defensive before I spoke a word. "You sold my house?" My voice cracked. "Our house," he shot back. "I'm your brother. I have a right to it too." "No, you don't. Mom and Dad left it to me explicitly. You know that." Silence stretched on the line. Then he mumbled, "Yeah, Broken Bar needed the money. I thought you'd forgive me." Rage and heartbreak collided inside me. But underneath it all, a strange, cold certainty began to take shape. Evan didn't know what I knew. That house wasn't just any old property. My parents had fought for years to have the house recognized as a historical landmark. It sat on land once used as a key meeting point during the Underground Railroad. Last year, after months of paperwork, it was officially designated as protected federal property. That meant no sale could go through without government approval. Any transaction without it was not only invalid but illegal. My hands trembled as I dug through my files. Sure enough, the documents were there, the federal designation, the preservation agreement, the clause that nullified any unauthorized transfer. I called the authorities. The next days blurred into a storm of legal calls, government agents, and furious buyers demanding their money back. The sale was halted. The deed, still mine. Evan's deal unraveled like wet paper. When the dust settled, Evan showed up at my door looking like a man who had aged 10 years in a week. His shoulders sagged as he stepped inside the empty living room. "I thought I was helping us both," he said quietly. "I thought selling it would have Broken Bar free you." "Free me?" I stared at him, tears threatening. "This house is my freedom. It's the only piece of Mom and Dad I have left. How could you think selling it behind my back was love?" He sank into a chair and buried his face in his hands. "I'm drowning in debt, Clara. I was desperate. I didn't think. I just a Broken Bar wanted a way out." For the first time, I saw not the schemer who betrayed me but the brother who once built pillow forts with me in this very room. He was flawed, scared, and human. It took months of tense conversations, counseling, and slow rebuilding, But I forgave Evan. Not for the act, as some wounds leave scars, but for the broken man beneath it. Together, we set boundaries. He entered a debt recovery program, and I arranged supervised visits to the house so we could share its history with school groups, just as our parents had dreamed. One summer evening, as we sat on the porch watching the sun melt into the horizon, Evan finally said the words I'd been waiting for. "I'm sorry. Truly. I'll never take what isn't mine again." I nodded, feeling the weight lift, not completely, but enough to breathe. The lesson: this isn't just a story about a house. It's about the invisible lines between love and betrayal, desperation and duty. Sometimes the people closest to us make choices that cut the deepest. But protection doesn't always come in the form of locked doors or legal documents. Sometimes it's the quiet strength to stand your ground, to fight for what's sacred, and to forgive without forgetting. My house stands untouched today, not just by law, but by the unyielding resolve of a heart that refuses to let go of what truly matters: family, history, and the courage to protect them both.